Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Money Hungry Mama. I am so excited to have Yobi here today. Yobi, take it away.
Brittany, thank you for having me on. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Yobi, and I am an entrepreneur, a mama, and an educator based in New York City. And I'm super excited to be here.
Love it. So, Yobi, you started as a preschool teacher and noticed a gap in multicultural books for children, especially around the Lunar New Year stories. How did you first spark your need for these books in your author journey?
When I was younger, I love learning about. When I was in elementary school, we read books all the time about holidays, and my favorite time of the year, like many little ones, are December, and all those special holidays come, and you have to read break. How awesome! Now that I'm a mom, I mean, not that's not so awesome, but when I was little, we're learning about Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and I became a preschool teacher and later on became a preschool owner. And we're teaching about these wonderful holidays. But when a time right after Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year comes Lunar New Year, and there weren't anything out there for it. So it became like a need. As a preschool owner or educator to be like, okay, let's talk about this holiday too. And when we can't find the resources, I just decided I had to create one. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just created my own book, self-published it pretty quickly. And all of a sudden, it just sold. Like teachers and schools everywhere around me heard about this and started asking me for copies of the books and where do they buy? Where do they buy? So that went really, really well. And I stopped writing children's books. I did it just because I wanted to fill the gap for something that I can use in my classroom and in my school and help my teachers' friends. And that was it. The other books didn't come until I had to shut down my schools due to COVID.
Oh,
I never thought about becoming a publisher or children's book author. I had an entire business I was running. We owned four private preschools and two
wow.
after school programs. Never thought about doing publishing. I had no idea how to do it. And I was kind of like forced into it. Like at a moment that I felt like I could just do it for fun. And it became like a full on business.
Wow. Okay, so do you still own these preschools?
I exit them, I sold them during COVID time. So the way I've run these businesses, I start them, I grow them, I scale them, and then I sell them. It's like people who flip homes. I flip businesses. I ended up selling my final one on COVID because I was just extremely burnt out. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really it's a fun and impactful business to own, but it was also very exhausting because we had the family dynamic was changed. We owned them in New York City. It was harder to own those businesses. Parenting was kind of shifting when I first
Mm-hmm.
started. The staff was a little bit harder to keep. People were just changing jobs every year in our industry. The turnover was just high in the industry alone. The regulations was hard. So I exited most of them. And then I decided I could be a stay-at-home mom for a few months. And then
Yeah.
I decided I needed something to do to fill my creative need.
Huh?
I see all these problems and I want to solve all the problems because that's just how an entrepreneur works. And then you feel like you can solve a problem. So I said, okay, let me just put out another book for fun. And that just took off. Like we put on the Moon Festival, which is a
Yeah.
holiday that's celebrated in the Asian community, very similar to Lunar New Year. And that took off. That landed us a few media features with the Entertainment Tonight, with Yahoo, with BuzzFeed. And I was, oh my gosh, maybe I could do this. And that became like a full-on business with six staff on the publishing side of things. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It just happened so fast, all while raising like very little ones.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it also sounds like you actually found a part of the market that didn't really have anything. And I really want to make note of that because, for everybody listening, it's not as easy as Yobi's story here, but she found a part of the market that there wasn't enough, that
Yeah,
there was books missing.
absolutely. And not just books, toys, apparel. You have to be successful in business. I think that you have to kind of find a void, a market that is really craving for something. And when you
Yeah.
create this thing, people will just buy. People will be
Yeah.
supportive because you're filling a need in their day to day. And I think once I figured that out, It just kind of goes. It helps that when you're super passionate about something that you're building and you absolutely love what you're doing, and it just keeps on going. The more you love it, the more people seems to love it and give you the support and buy your product and write about your product. You just gotta keep going.
Sure, for sure. Okay, so we're still with children's books. So, what has been going on with them?
They are on its own operational game. Like they sell on its own. I don't really have to do a lot now. It took a while to get here, but the team knows what to do. I have a new idea. I write it out. I send it to the team. They know exactly what to do next. Each person a team has this role. They know what to check, and then we launched it. Whenever we launched the books, everyone just kind of play its role. The buyers buy them. They read the room. We trying to send a newsletter out and be like, hey, I hope you've liked it, blah, blah, blah. We go to school tours. So it's like a wash, rinse, and repeat cycle now. The books kind of sell its own. When they buy the book, they learn about the toy. They buy the toy on its own. Sometimes they buy the toy. They think of a birthday gift. They keep coming back. And we just kind of grow this community of customers that love our product. And we try to be there for our customers who have been supporting us in any way. Like we send them a birthday emails. It's a happy birthday. We hope you like your gift. Thank you for supporting us. One every 2 months.
So, we started with the children's books, which was incredible. And I love that, you just found something and you decided to go with it. Now, you said the other products too. So it's not just children's books. What else were you creating with your market?
As soon as I kind of built the children's books, like 4 or 5 titles in, I noticed that they wanted a variety. They, meaning my audience, my shoppers, my customers who I've studied, who I kind of really put myself in their shoes, who think, what do they want? What do they need? It wasn't enough for them to come and just buy a book. They are using these books as baby shower gifts, birthday gifts, graduation gifts. And sometimes they don't feel like it was enough, a book at $10 or $18 as a child's first birthday gift. So they like to bundle a few things. So I realized, okay, I need to make a shopping bag. Like people don't think about things like this. I want to buy a shopping bag so they can put their moms like to put tissue papers, whatever they like to
Yeah.
put, throw a book in and give it to them. So I wanted to make my own shopping bags. I wanted to make my books. So we have puzzles, we have plush toys, we have dim sum toys, we have an entire life-size push cart, like a walker. So we got into children's furniture or children's toys that way. And I've learned a lot in that process that I had no idea what I was getting myself into. The logistic, the supply manufacturing completely blew me out of my comfort zone. But we have an entire line of products now.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. I haven't met many children's book authors that went and made all the different kind of products and all of these different fun things. So that is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that business is basically running itself. And I love that you're on here, Yobi, because I think a lot of moms and entrepreneurs that have been on, we have one business and we're focused in it. But what I love
Mm,
hearing you say was that you grow a business and then you sell it. So let's
mm.
talk about your current business at hand, book and author. Tell us a little bit about that.
Book and Author is a tech platform that connects authors to institutions. When we say institutions, we mean museums, nonprofits, corporations, anyone that needs to look for author programming. So we're a new tech-based platform that helps author find opportunities and sell more books. And we help institutions help with their programming much faster. We launched it less than a year ago. We have over 1,000 authors on board it and over 250 institutions on board. Where we caught the attention of a few venture capitalist firms and put us through accelerators. And again, that's a world that I had no idea how to maneuver. It was one of the hardest things that I've built because we involved a lot of very, very talented people to work with us. These are big engineers, top marketing people. We're working with investors and funders who have been putting big businesses together, things that are hitting 25 million, 50 million. And we're just this very small platform with a mission to help authors sell more books because I'm part of a publishing world. I'm part of the education world. These two worlds and industries do business with each other all the time, but there's no one centralized tool to make our life easier. We are just pitching into the cold and hoping We as an authors are hoping to get opportunities from them, and schools need us. I'm trying to create a solution because we care about it and we know people out there can benefit from it. And I sold this idea to the big guys, the big women and men out there who bring businesses to become huge businesses, and they liked it. And they felt like the publishing world is in need of a transformation
Mhm.
of way how business is done. And tech things are very sexy. So
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out how to put like how does AI work here. So we are just hitting the crossroad of changing times. So that's what we're building with Book and Author.
Very cool. And can you explain to us how it works?
Absolutely. So the authors can go on and create their profile, and the institutions can book them anytime. And the institutions can go onto the profile listing and see that she is available at this day and time that I need to look for someone. Okay, I need a local author. I'm going to use the filters and see who is in my city and state, and everything will pull up for them super quickly. And another thing is that's really cool. They will be able to see pictures of you who have done visits before and how much do they have to pay.
Very cool. That is really cool. Yeah, so I love it. I'm a part of the platform, and basically it is really cool because it is a need in the market, and I think you're really good at that. It kind of seems like you found your books through that way. You found this through that way. It's like whatever business you're in, you have that mind's eye of being like, "Oh, this is lacking. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this work." So, what is like the biggest benefit that you see from book and author with efficiency, visibility, impact?
I think we are saving so much time for both parties because no one has enough time in a day to do this. And we're so focused on growing our business in so many directions. This will help connect the two platforms who want to discover each other. So think of this as Airbnb or a dating website or LinkedIn, or you just connecting with people and putting yourself out there for $1 a month. So we do charge a subscription fee of $1 a month for each of your listing, and the schools get it on for free. This way, it will help you, it will break down gatekeeping to a way that we're giving the power back to the publishing community, the publishers, the authors, folks who are not represented by an agent, folks who don't have the money to go out and find someone, hey, if you could help me pitch this. There's a lot of people, and the number for creators and small business owners and authors and publishers are growing at a massive speed. So the way business is done in the publishing industry is really changing very fast. And the institutions are happy to work with self-published authors if their books are good. They're happy to work with a mom or a grandma in Tennessee or Michigan as long as they can find them.
Yeah.
The problem was they couldn't find each other in
Yeah.
the past.
No, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna shift a little bit into your business eye because I am just blown away with how your mind works. I think it's like really cool to see. So you built workshops, coaching, products, and author visits while exiting multiple businesses in the process. What's the biggest leadership lesson you've learned on this journey?
I think the biggest leadership lesson that I've learned is you have to work with really brilliant people.
Hmm.
This is not something I could do on my own. I would never be where I am if it wasn't for a team of people. And people come and go in my journeys and into each of my businesses. But I treat my interns all the way to my co-founders with the utmost respect because I can't succeed without each person doing their role at 120%. Working with people who match your energy, working with people who want to see you succeed is the key to anything. And that's the biggest lesson. I have worked with people who I was just like, okay, I need someone now. Can you come work with me? I didn't take my time to think it out. I didn't take my time to really vet or figure out if this is a good match. And I went into it just because I thought it could work. And it didn't. And we broke up our partnership within like 6 to 7 months. And that was a hard conversation to have too. Like, hey, it's not working out. But once we find the right person, it just kind of like grows.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really important to note because it doesn't have to be a person that's in your life. If anybody's listening that like wants to start any business, it doesn't have to be a person that's in your life to make them trustworthy. It could be
Mhm.
somebody that you meet online with the same kind of mindset, with the same kind of
Mhm.
mentality of like what you're doing. And I think that's really important to note, but to vet them.
Yeah. Vetting them is a very hard process. So my two most recent businesses, Book and Author, and the business I put together summits and conferences and webinars for authors too, met these two individuals online on a Facebook group because how your circle, your individual circle just isn't big enough for you to find real talent. And sometimes you want to work with quote unquote a stranger because they bring new vision and they insights that are so different from mine. I would never think about that because they grew up in a different city. They had to grow up different time. They bring a lot of diverse insights to where I don't have. So I found these two folks online. I followed them and I befriend them and I just watch them. I watch how they post. I watch how they sell their products. I watch how they raise their families. Just kind of watch. It took over 2 years and I go into small projects with them, like very small ones. We work together in small little things. Then one day I decide to ask my co-founder, I say, hey, want to build this thing called Book and Author. I don't know if this is doable. What do you think? Would you like to come on this journey with me? She thought about it for a bit. She talked to her husband. They have kids, they have a full-time job. And she goes, I think I'm in. Here's a plan. She gives me the entire plan drafted out,
Wow.
how everything should look like. And we went from there.
Wow. Okay, see, I love that. I love that. I think that goes back to what you're saying that it's in, that you trust them and that they want you to succeed because they want to succeed. Like coming up with a full game plan of how she thought it working, like that, if that doesn't scream, I want you to succeed, I really don't know what does because, and that,
Yes.
there was nothing signed, there was nothing real. It was just like,
Mm-hmm.
I really want you to succeed. So that is really, really interesting. That's cool. Congratulations to find such
Thank
a
you.
cool partner that's just like, yeah, you
Thank
know
you.
what? Not only do I want to do this, but like here's the exact plan and layout of how I think we should.
Yeah.
Wow.
We fight too in the entire process, like getting married to someone. The stakes are very high. Getting married to someone and we have this baby, aka this business, right? And the stakes are very high. So I see this in a very like family way, like the way you raise a family, the ways you raise your business is very similar. As soon as I tell myself and everyone on the same page knows there's no way out. We're not getting a divorce. We're not quitting. This is it. We're going for the next decade until we exit. Like for a child, we wait for them to go to college and say bye. But
Yeah.
for business, we wait until we exit this thing, whatever exiting means, and then we're done. But for the next whatever years that we have, we are stuck together.
Yeah. And I love that, like, it seems like you're really good at growing businesses and then selling them and then passing them on. When does it get to the point in a business where you're like, okay, I know it's time to hand it over and sell it?
It's a numbers thing for me. So if I want to make sure I can sell it at this price. So
Mhm.
when I did the daycares, it was my very first business. I didn't know how much to sell it. Someone came and asked me if they can buy it. And I said, how much? They gave me a ridiculous amount of money that I never thought. I was, okay, this is going to take me X amount of years, like 5 or 10 years to make. Yes. The answer is yes. You gotta let go because you can build another business, right? So
Yeah.
I took the money and then I was like, this is good. I can build it and like cash out. I was like, this is good. Let me do that again. And I did it again. And this time I had to come up with a number and I come up with a ridiculous amount of money too. And someone said yes. Um, so it's about the number that you want. So I like to say business will generally sold 2 to 5 times your revenue. So if you're making $100,000, you can probably sell it for 200 to 500, depending on how you can sell it. If you're desperate, you want to get out fast, 200.
Mhm.
If you're making 100 a year, 200. If you want to like wait it out and play the game, you said there's a lot of growth that's a possible. I have a whole team that's ready to go. I have inventory, 500. So the number is like 2 to 5 times the multiply. The tech side, it's a little bit more ridiculous. They will give you a multiplier that's really, really high.
Mhm.
But I knew when when you're feeling burnt out a little bit. Like the second you feel like you don't really love this anymore or you can't grow this that fast anymore.
Mhm.
I can only take it to this height, but I know this other person who buys it, they have a whole team, they're very passionate, they're younger than I am. They can go for another 5 or 10 years. I won't be able to put in the effort. So that's what I think. Like I said, I don't think I grow another 5 preschools. I don't
Yeah.
have it in me. It's time to go.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And I love that too because you kind of self-evaluated and you're like, I can't grow this anymore. And I think anybody that's listening that is trying to make their business work has built their business to a certain point, but maybe the passion's kind of fading. Like we heard from Yobi, like she was tired, she was done. She loved it in the beginning and then she got tired and burnt out. And maybe that's the scope that you should be looking at is like, okay, I built my business to here. You might be able to sell it. And maybe that's something that is an
Hmm.
avenue for somebody listening here. So this is really interesting.
Yeah, thank you. I don't really get to talk to this a lot, and I love talking about this, like exiting businesses. What folks didn't know is, as women, as moms,
Mhm.
we have a whole different set of problems at hand and a whole set of things that we have to consider. When I was running it, burnout was major. I was not happy. My kids were struggling because I had no one to take care of them. Do I choose the business? Do I choose my kid? No matter what I do, I'm going to be criticized. You're not home enough. You're not being there. Why do you have a nanny? Blah, blah, blah. And your mental health is affected. Your health is affected, your mental health, your emotional health, everything, my relationship. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want friends. My life was just being affected. So at that time, I said, if I can't take care of myself, I can't take care of the business.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's really important what you're talking about. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, like, there's so many other women out there with similar issues and similar experiences. But I think you need to build yourself a crowd, a group of people that can support you through all of this.
No, it definitely takes a village, and it does. And it's not just like in anything, it's also in business too. In a past episode, we talked about how when you were doing it, there's going to be moments where you want to give up. There's going to be moments that you're tired, that you're
All the
exhausted,
time.
that yeah, like that you're just like I can't do this anymore. You need to have that friend that's not going to be like, "Yeah, give up." Like you need to have
Yeah,
a friend that's
all
going
the
to push you
time,
it.
all the time. And I talk to Serena all the time, like, why did we get into this? Why did we do this? And I'm like, I just had a conversation with my husband. I said, why did you let me do this again? I told you after I exit all these other things, I'm done. I'm retired. Why did you let me get into it? Their answers are very simple because you can.
Mhm.
And I was like, but I don't want to. And they said, because I don't want to. And he says it's because things are hard now. So you don't want to. But things get hard all the time.
All the
So,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, but also you're in the beginning stages again, which, as somebody that's already done 5 businesses, if you include your whole entire children's book empire, like as somebody's that already done it, you're in the beginning stages of needing to market, of needing to get your name out there. Like what you created has not been done yet. So I can understand the draining and the exhaustion because you need to not only build a business, but you're making a path for this business that hasn't been like, there's nobody that you're looking at being like, "How did they do it? How can I market like them?" Like, you literally are trying to figure out all of these pieces, just the 2 of you, and I can understand that internal, "Oh, man, I'm exhausted." But as an author that's on the platform, I applaud you, I thank you because you're making life easier for so many people, like you said in the beginning, that don't have money starting out, that are wanting to build their author business, that maybe, are in a crowded niche and you are making it possible for them to find businesses and schools and places that really do want an author there. So, yeah, it's really, really hard right now. And I can totally understand the mental load, but what you're doing is really cool and it's appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have to tell myself that when things get hard, there are people out there rooting for you. And every single time I want to give up, it's the same as selling children's books. Every single time I wanted to give up, I'm like, what am I doing selling books for $10 or $12? And then, we used to have people come in and wait in the wait list and give you 1,500 a month for 3 years.
Yeah.
What am I doing here for $10? But then every single time a child comes up and says, can you sign the book for me? I loved it. Every single time I get an email from a school to say, I would love for you to come in. This really changed everything for our students. Same thing at Book and Author. Every single time, like, do I should I just quit? I don't think these authors are going to be mad at me if I quit, you know? And you get a booking. The school booked an author and the author say, hey, I got a booking 3 weeks ago and here are the pictures. I thought you might want to see it. I'm like, well, why don't you tell me right away? Now it's 3 weeks of me like, and then like you get that more, you get the retail store that says, hey, we booked your author here and I wanted to send them a box of coffee because she was here. I didn't get it to her. How do I do that? And we have people who are getting the books purchased and they haven't even sold any in Amazon or their website and they got like 10 sold. So it's little stories like this that keeps us going. So that's
Yeah.
very nice.
For sure, for sure. And honestly, like I said, like you're just in the beginning right now. And I think, you're in that rough patch where it's like, do I really want to do this? But I think in a year from now, this is going to be one of the businesses you look back on and like, dang, like I'm really happy I did this.
Thank you. I hope so.
Yeah, you will. You will. So, what is a mom is sitting here and is like, okay, I want to build a business. She wants to build one knowing that her point is to exit it. What is the best
Mm.
piece of advice you can give her?
That's a really great question. One piece of advice would be build a business and have an exit plan before you start. I didn't know this until 5 businesses in and exiting. Exiting is the most fun. When you've built something good enough and big enough that people actually want to throw some money at you and buy it. That's amazing. And I want the women to think that this is what I could do. These are the people I can serve. And this is when I am going to retire at the beach with my pina colada.
I love it.
Just kind of visualize the end goal, visualize the ultimate goal of where your business could take you. And if you don't want to sell, that's okay. But you can keep saying no until that biggest offer comes, until the time comes. But you have to build something with exiting in mind in order to attract big investors or bigger play.
For sure, for sure. And I think that's like really important to note. Like for anybody that's listening that heard Yobi's story and is like, wow, that is a great idea to like build to exit. Like I don't want to be stuck in this business forever. I just want to build it enough for somebody to love it and sell it and to know that you want to build it with an exit plan. Like set yourself goals and being like, okay, by this month I need to have this much done. By this month I think that would be such a nice push for somebody listening to be like, okay, if I know my exit plan is 5 years, I have this amount of time and have to make certain milestones. So that is awesome. Thank you for that. What is your number one tip for marketing any business?
My number one tip is putting your voice and putting your face out there and telling your story to as many people as possible, like being on this podcast, like connecting with podcast hosts, putting your face with a camera and put it on social media. It's very uncomfortable for some people, but we are in this day and age where you have to be known, you have to be liked, and you have to be trust. No like and trust factor in order for people to buy your product. It's getting very competitive because everyone has a product to sell. It's getting very hard. They need to kind of sell your own story first. They need to kind of like you as an individual first. Until you're big enough and they don't care about who you are, they'll still buy your products.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, you need to be authentically you. That's what I always say. Like, I feel like, especially nowadays when we're constantly looking at people on the camera, if you are not you as a person, I feel like it's very easily noticed. And I think that's when people don't have that trust factor and they don't want to follow you and support you because they're like, I don't even know if what you're telling me is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yes.
love that sharing your story and getting known for who you are is going to help sell your product more because in the end of the day, we are humans and we're built on interaction. So having that social media now where we're able to watch each other's videos and get to know somebody, I think it's so important for small mom business owners to put their face down there and be authentically real. You don't always have to show up with pounds of makeup on. I mean, I have a picture out there right now which is horrifying and so embarrassing with 2.4 million views, and I am not an makeup on. And it's just
Say,
being like, you just have to go on there. You just have to show your face.
I told Brittany when I came on, I was like, is this video or just audio? And she said, it's both. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just rolled out of bed at 7 a.m. in the West Coast right now. Okay, let's roll with it.
Oh, you look great. You look great. I bet
Thank
you
you.
have to see it on the YouTube. She looks great. I just think that is so important is just to be authentically you. And I will say, like, if you're going to build a business and have an exiting plan, for sure. If you know that your passion is that exit plan, I think you can make it work. But if anybody's listening that really does want to build a business and keep it for them, make sure you have a passion behind it. Make sure that you actually want to get up at 7 a.m. and get on a podcast. Make sure that you actually want to be up at 11 p.m. when your kids go to bed working on this, because that's going to be what makes it, is that there's that passion and that spark behind it.
It's so hard, but I've seen so many people do it over and over and over again because they love this. And we are at a day and age where you can create your own wealth, you can create your own financial freedom. There's a lot of opportunity. You just got to stick it through.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just getting it up every single day and stick it through, and your breakthrough comes one of these days.
Yeah, 100. I love that saying. I think it's like, I don't know if it's not a saying. I was watching some videos and somebody was sat there and she was like, if you would have known and that your 10th post was going to be the
Hmm.
one that gets you the most traction and the most, but you gave up on the ninth, how would that make you
Hmm.
feel? And it's like,
Hmm.
my gosh, it could be my 10th post. Like, I'll never know. And I think that that's so important to note that, it's the ones that stay consistent. It's the ones that keep going. Even like Yobi has been 3 weeks crying and then all of a sudden got the email that her business is working. It's in those moments where you're like, okay, I just have to keep going. And that's why the
Hmm.
passion is so important, because we all face it in business.
I can't agree more. Feel like there are ways that you can keep yourself going by joining communities, listening to podcasts like this one, hearing about other people's stories, and connecting yourself to people who understand, who gets it, who has been building. And that's how it keeps you going. I've reached out to a lot of people and I say, this is what I am doing now. And it's much, much harder than what I expected to be. I am someone who have already exited businesses, who have built successful businesses, and I still have the same problems as someone who's starting out because it's a complete new industry that I'm headed into. I have
Yeah.
no idea how to code. I have no idea what happens when this page just won't work. This button just won't. I have no idea what to tell my users. But I now surround myself with engineers who are very smart. Oh, it's an easy fix. Just do this. I'm like, well, you say it like that, but it doesn't really register in my brain. So it's the same thing for anyone starting out. Or you have to surround yourself with people who can help you, and you can find these people online.
100%, 100%. And we talk about Facebook communities on here all the time because I think they really do help us thrive and succeed. And we do have a Money Hungry Mama Facebook community, so like anybody that wants to help each other, come on over to that community as well. But in general, I do believe that where you're sitting and who you're seated with is going to be what helps push you forward and what gets you in those places. If you're at the right table with like minded people who are also going through it every single day, it's like, oh, today I'm not doing well. What do you got for me? Oh, you're not doing well today. Let me help you out. I think that really does help as well.
100%. You have to see other people celebrate their wins. You have to see other people share their struggles. And that kind of propels you forward. Like, okay, everything that you're feeling is just part of the norm. So Facebook communities and other online communities will help you with that because you see other people going through the same thing. So it's not just you. You got a bad comment, you got a bad review. It's not just you.
No, no. And you can internalize it. Go ahead and get sad, girl. Go ahead and feel that moment, because it stinks when you get like that bad comment or that bad review. But guess what? You are never going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. Because even if at the end of the day, you are that one person's cup of tea whose life that you completely changed just by being you with your business, oh my gosh, that just like would mean the world.
Listen to some of the podcast episodes on your podcast. Some of these stories are awesome. And I love some of the ladies who share that they have a cricket business. And I'm like, I tried to use the cricket and I just can't figure it out. I was so frustrated. And like seeing all these talented women out there building their business, getting it on and finding people to sell it to and finding people who actually give you the money to buy it. It's awesome. So congratulations to everyone who's building something big and small. You are now taking the same steps as any individual who has big businesses. It's the same steps and you just got to keep going.
Yeah, I love that, Yobi. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah. What does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
Money hungry mama means so many things to me. I think it means a mom who cares about their future, a mom that cares about themselves, a mom that who not afraid of saying that I would love some money. I want women to be so unafraid to be themselves and to want things for themselves. And if they want to share with the kid, great. But the money comes for you first because you worked so hard to get it. So if you're money hungry, that means you're trying to build a successful financial future for whoever you want to build it for. And that's very important. I think women need to be financially free. And no matter what you're doing, if you're using your own power to create more wealth for yourself, for your family, then all power to you.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And I think that we don't talk about that enough on this podcast that like, the money could be used for you too. Like it doesn't always have to
Absolutely.
be just because we're moms, it doesn't always have to go into
Absolutely.
the camps and the kids. And of course, we do, but I love that you just noted that because I don't think that's been noted yet. So that was awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, guys, buy yourself a little something with all the hard work that you're doing. Make yourselves happy too. Fill that cup.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Last question for you. For everybody listening today, what would you tell someone who wanted to start?
I would say just start. There's nothing else that you need to know, learn, but just do. You just need to do it. You just need to start one step at a time. If it's the prototype and creating your social media page, telling a friend, putting it on email, whatever it is, you just need to start. You can't get anywhere if you won't start.
I love it. Yobi, thank you so much for being on today. Where can our listeners support you?
Thank you everyone for listening today. You can find me in social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on a website. If you Google my name, Yobe, Yobeqiu, everything's gonna come out.
Love it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
You too.